Hello, good morning, everyone. So, first of all, I would like to thank Onto Classroom for giving me this an opportunity to pursue my passion in teaching. So, hi, myself Priyanka Goyal, and I have done my MBA in Pharma with an aggregate of about 90 percentage, and I have a teaching experience of about 4 to 5 years, both offline as well as online. And I teach from classes first to 8th, first to 10th, and first to 8th I can teach all subjects like English, Hindi, math, science, and SST, whereas for 9th and 10th I teach maths and science. Today the chapter that I'll be covering is from class 9, that is tissues. So first I would like to share my screen and then I would continue with the chapter. So obviously the first thing that would be coming to the mind, that is, what are tissues? So tissues are basically the group of cells that they combine together to perform a particular functions. As we have seen in the previous chapter, that is the cells one, the cell, the fundamental unit of life. We have seen in that chapter that cells is the basic building block of the body. So what they do, they all combine together to form different tissues, and these different tissues perform different functions in the body. Now these tissues together form the different organs that the body has, and these organs together form the organ system. Now we have two types of tissues, that is the plant tissue and the animal tissue. What are plant tissues? Plant tissues are those tissues, obviously as the name suggests, that they are present in plants, and animal tissues are the tissues that are present in the animals, like humans, animals, etc. Plant tissues are more simpler than the animal tissues, and they plant and the animal tissues, they both have a difference in structure as well as in functions. Like we all know, plants does not move. They are always stationary, and they do not move from one place to another place, and they always stand upright. So they have many supportive cells that help them to stand upright, and basically as they don't require much energy, so the cells in these tissues are dead. Whereas in animal tissues, animal has to move here and there for food, shelter, etc. So what happens, they require more energy. The energy requirement in the animal body is more, so the cells in them are always living. Secondly, the plant tissues, like plant has a growth specific region. Not all parts of the plant grows, so they have a very growth specific region. So the plant tissues are present in those specific regions only where the plant grows. Whereas in the animals, it is not so. Animals grow from each and every part, so these tissues are present in every part of the animal. So these are the major two differences that we see in the plant tissues and in animal tissues. Now today we will be covering the topic, that is the plant tissues. Now what are plant tissues? Plant tissues, they are of various types, and they are made up of very single types of cells that come together to perform functions. Now there are two types of plant tissues, that is the meristematic tissue and the simple permanent tissue. Now the meristematic tissue is further classified into three categories: apical, lateral, and intercalary. And the permanent tissue is further classified into two categories, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So what is a meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissue is usually known as the dividing tissues, and they are present in those regions which is growth specific, like roots, stems. So the meristematic tissues are present in only those regions which is growth specific regions of the plant. The cells in these tissues, what about the cells in these tissues? The cells in these tissues are active. They have a very dense cytoplasm. They have a prominent nuclei, and it has a very thin cellulose walls, and they do not have vacuoles. Vacuoles are not present in the cells of the meristematic tissues. Now, depending upon the region in which it is present, the meristematic tissue is further classified into three categories. So first is the apical meristem. Apical meristem is present in the growing tips, the tips of the root and the stem. So it is present in the tips. So it helps to increase the length of the roots and the stem. Then the second is the lateral meristem. Lateral meristem is also known as the cambium, and it helps to increase the girth of the root and the stem. Whereas intercalary meristem is seen, it is known as the mature meristem, and it is usually present in those regions of the plant which is mature enough. Like it is present in the base of the grasses, and as the base of the grasses is mature, so hence it is present in the mature part of the plant, and it is usually seen in the green grasses. Intercalary meristem is usually present in the green grasses that we see. Now moving ahead, we goes to the permanent tissue. Now, the permanent tissue is usually derived, or they are arise from the meristematic tissue. What happens when the meristematic tissue stops dividing themselves, they form the permanent tissues. And when whichever part the plant part of the plant that requires the permanent tissue, the meristematic tissue goes to that part of the plant, it divides them itself, and it forms the permanent tissue. As the permanent tissue has a role of structural and functional role in the plant, so it goes to those regions which requires these roles. So it keeps on dividing itself, and it forms the permanent tissue when it stops dividing. So now, what is a simple permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissue, as the name suggests, it is simple. That is, it is made up of only single types of cells, and they have a structural role in the plant. They are further classified into three categories, that is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma tissues are very loosely packed tissues, and they have a very thin cell walls, and they have a large intercellular spaces between them. They have live cells, and they help in support and storage of the plants. Parenchyma is further divided into there are two types, that is chlorenchyma and erenchyma. Chlorenchyma, some plants, they have chlorophyll in them, and they perform the photosynthesis, and then the parenchyma is said to be as chlorenchyma. Erenchyma, in especially those plants which are aquatic, they have the parenchyma, and the parenchyma tissues have large air cavities between them, so that those plants are able to float in water, and then these parenchyma is known as the erenchyma. Now, collenchyma is also made up of the live cells, but they are irregularly thickened from the corners. Like from some corners, they are thickened, in some corners they are thin, and they have a very they do not have a large intercellular spaces between them, and it helps to for the bending of the plant. Like how much the plant bend, it does not break. Now, the sclerenchyma tissues are usually, they have the hard and the stiff parts of the plant. Like you have seen the bark of the tree. Those bark of the tree is made up of the sclerenchyma, and they're usually made up of dead cells. So they do not have any intercellular spaces between them, and they are very large. They are highly thickened walls because of the presence of lignin. Now, complex permanent tissue. So the complex permanent tissue, as the name suggests, they are complex. They are made up of different types of cells, and these cells work together to perform a particular task. There are two types, that is xylem and phloem. Phloem is usually made up of four components, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers. These help in conducting the food in both the directions of the plant. And among all the components, only the phloem fibers have the dead cells. Otherwise, sieve tubes, companion cells, and parenchyma, these three have the live cells. Now, xylem is again made up of four components, that is the vessels and the tracheids, then the xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. So these vessels and tracheids, they have a role in conducting the water and the minerals from the soil. Xylem parenchyma, they help in the food storage, and xylem fibers, they provide the mechanical support to the plant. So this is all for today. Thank you so much.